Ali in the jungle. What's up, Daryl? What's up, Hector? Amanda? What's going on with y'all? Elder Clarence, how you feeling? What's up, Philip? How's everything going, brother? Brother John, what's happening? Good to see you on here. Ooh. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope you guys enjoy your rest last night. And for all those that work like I do at night, hope you guys are heading home and getting some rest. You're listening to another live edition of WOOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio, bringing you another edition of the 623 Lives Matter radio show. It's always a pleasure to see you guys out in Facebook Live land, and for all you guys that's listening here in Philly, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys listening to us. Brother John, thank you again. Good morning. We're going to get right to it. You know, today is our sister Tanya Lucas's homegoing service. Right after this, I'm going to go head over and pay my respects before I have to, my wife has some appointments today. So I won't be able to stay for the full service, but I'm going to the viewing. So please, man, you know, go pay your respects to our sister. You know, me and her, we kind of grew up together, working at UPS on a day sort. Me and her used to work together on the PD wall. She was very, very well liked, real respected, hard worker. So please, let's make sure we go and pay our respects for our sister. As you see, I got my brother here, Joe Esposito, one armed man for a little while.
Wow.
It's good to see you, man.
Physical therapy's next week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We want to give you guys an update on our petition. Man, it is doing very, very well. We started it last Wednesday, and we got about 13 pages full of signatures of people who want transparency. And we haven't even hit the gates yet, or Oregon Avenue. We'll be out there, and I know it's going to be a lot more pages. Like I said, we have until January, the first meeting in January, to present it to our principal officer, and that's what we'll do during that meeting. But I thank you guys for the support. All those that signed, thank you so much. We know we're going to get a lot more than what needed. We already have what we need, but we're going to keep pushing the issue because we want our executive board, especially our principal officer, to see all the names of all the people that want more than what they're getting. You want transparency, and we demand it. That's what we demand it. We pay for it, and you know we should get what we asked for. This past contract negotiations, brown out, no transparency. We asked for transparency, we didn't get it. Then this whole threat with the whole pension thing, the whole process was bad for us. Nothing for us. So we want transparency, so we'll know from the very beginning what's going on, because we pay for it. We pay for it. So, Esper, what you got for me, man? What you got?
Not much really being out of work. But what's going on with seniority down at the airport? Anything big? They trying to violate seniority?
No.
Reorganize the work to try to limit full-timers to only 8 hours?
Well, what they are doing, they're trying to. I know on the midnight sort, they want all the full timers off at their guarantee. That's it. So that's what they're trying to do. But they're not doing anything to, to.
So in other words, they're asking them to go home and replacing them with another person.
No. They just want to make sure that once their work is done, that's it, and
they get their hour or
and
an hour and a half lunch, and then they go report to the next person on time.
Right.
And then no one else is wrapping up their particular duties or thing. They make sure everything's all done.
Yeah.
So they've hired an
a lot of people. Yes. Right? Yes, a lot of people. They're getting hired left and right.
Then the other thing, when we talk about transparency, the other thing that I would like to see from the hall is about the grievance record.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially part-timers, don't have the time to come on that third Saturday of the month because they have 2 jobs.
Right.
They have things going on. Other people have family situations, whatever, that they need to go take care of. The kids got soccer games. So people come and go to union meetings as the time permits.
Right.
But not on a routine enough basis, as some of us do, to hear the information necessary, which is limited at best.
Right.
The grievance record, such as the one where the full-time jobs are made, for a grievance filed back, I want to say in the 90s or 80s, where 4 full-time jobs were created, right? Because people work in excess of 30 days on the Oregon Avenue preload. That currently is a big issue, obviously, because there are part-timers that are working 35 to 40 hours a week, that we learned at the last union meeting again, stated it out loud, and that these part-timers are getting preference to any extra work assignments on 6th or 7th or whatever many days or operation reports that happen, because they're cheaper than us.
Right.
They're cheaper than us. So UPS has effectively divided and conquered us and discriminated against our tenure at UPS, which I don't know. You read Article 50, Section 9. Does it say that it's limited to a center? It just says you're qualified and available and it's a seniority order.
That's all it says.
But Shanahan said it again at the meeting. Oh, well, they can pick the center. They can change the work. So my question to you is, want to be the principal officer, and me, myself, I know what my opinion is on this. If a person bids a route, right, in the beginning of the year, they have a defined area that is their work.
Right.
At what point is UPS allowed to take that work away from them, displacing them from their job?
I don't think they can if it's bidded.
It's bidded, right?
Right. That's why you have bids. So you could have your, specific area that you bid for. Right.
Right. That's what you're not allowed to get displaced from.
Right.
I agree. What happens? I don't know this particulars, right?
Right.
Because I never went through the whole bid process. I understood that they arranged an area route, 6 something, and the drivers kind of know what their route entails when they bid it. They know the general area of what it is supposed to be. How well or clearly is that defined? Anybody got an answer? Any driver that has preferred area bidding out there have an answer to that? Because I would like to know, because I've never ever heard them really discuss in detail that I'm only doing, from 52nd Street to 42nd Street between Walnut and Chestnut, and that's it. That's all I do. Right. Unless they have me go somewhere else. I realize that UPS can take work off of people to make sure they have their 8-hour guarantee. And that's why overtime is probably not guaranteed to someone, because they need to give the guarantees out first in assigning the work. That's understood. Just as if we were missing work from wherever, they could have us go take work off other people to make the work up for us as being full timers and the senior people. And UPS is not allowed to displace us with part-time employees, although that's currently what is happening. And we see that.
Yeah, we do. We do, and I know in Oregon Avenue, you talk about it all the time. So
those particular people that are part-time full-timers lose.
Yeah,
and they lose significantly. They could lose an extra $60 an accrual benefit year because they're in the part-time pension versus the full-time pension.
Right.
Our pension fund, which Shanahan made a big deal about, loses pension contributions on a yearly basis because they don't go after the full-time work. They would rather protect this one guy getting 35, 40 hours a week than the guy who wants to go full-time, that is looking for them to make sure the process is upheld, the transparency is there,
Right.
so they can get that full-time job that they waited for patiently because they respect the system. They're not trying to cheat it.
Right.
It's very important. So, and let alone these other part-time full-timers are getting cheated because they're not being paid the appropriate wage standards for the Article 22 job, full-time preload positions, which they are occupying.
Right. Right.
They are being exploited by UPS, and most of the people I've talked to in the past are afraid to stand up because they're afraid that their hours will get cut. That UPS said, I don't got to do that.
Right.
They did in the past, so why wouldn't they have to do it now?
Right.
It obviously says that new job and vacancies can occur. It's not upon UPS's will, it's upon the work that's done.
Right.
What do you think would happen if we were to organize Oregon Avenue as a unit, right, under the National Labor Relations Act, and they had to define people that were full-time or part-time,
Right.
as a, you know, just as a part of the bargaining unit, you know, whoever they are, because obviously it's an issue, right?
Yeah, but they already defined as full-time and part-time. You know, both know
Are
that.
they? Because now we have a question, right? We have part-timers that are working 35 and 40 hours a week,
Right.
right? Are they full-time employees or are they part-time employees? Is it only by UPS's designation? Or is there some standard that needs to be, it has to be a concrete standard, first of all. You have to define what a part-time employee is and a
Full-time.
full-time employee. You have to have a standard.
Well, that's why that grievance is so important, that he files it and get it fixed. That's why it's so important to get it done.
They had a chance to negotiations, and what happened? They failed. They failed to address the issue to protect members' wage earning opportunities. And it's a real shot in the members' face that they more worried about a full-time pension contribution, the measly extra $1 was, right? Less than $1?
Right.
For those 5 years, rather than worry about someone who could lose $20,000 to $26,000 over the same course in time.
Right.
Right? And then the process goes on. There needs to be clear language going forward, and they didn't secure that language. For one, how Article 22.4s are classified. If they all of a sudden think UPS can use them all day as package car drivers, then they're going to work them at a lesser rate. There's no reason why UPS also too couldn't hire Article 22.4 drivers during Christmas time, right? Have them work all day as package car drivers and pay a lower rate than the utility rate.
Right.
And the question will become, will they have to make pension contributions during that time because they don't have seniority yet? They can't gain the seniority, so they're not really accruing a pension benefit, are they? I mean, that's really what the question becomes, right? If they make seniority, I believe they get back credit for that time. First, you got to make seniority,
Right.
And they can just pump and dump like they do part-timers through the system.
Right.
I've heard other full-time drivers talk about that. Well, I work like 3 days a week and then I'm off. These Article 22.4 driver positions will give them the flexibility. So, well, listen, I can't use you all day on Friday or Saturday, but I can use you half and half. I can bring you in on Saturday and you can work that time. Otherwise, that was guaranteed to someone who is senior to you for the opportunity to work, which becomes a problem.
And they're going to exploit this 22.4 because there's no defined definition to the job. Like you said, one day they could be driving all day, next day they could be inside all day, another day they could be split and split, and there's no protection.
There's no time constraints on what they have to do.
Right, and that's a problem.
And we were talking about this with another driver after the union meeting, right? And I was trying to explain this, and let me see if I can do it well. If an Article 22.4 driver takes work of a regular package car driver out, what rate does he get paid? If a part-timer went out and did that, and he went out and package car drove for whatever time UPS needed him to do, he would make the package car rate. Now we have an issue where the classification has changed, and this person, and UPS can easily make an argument, that they're going to pay them the 22.4 rate now because that's the job.
Right.
That's the job that you mirrored.
Right. Right. Okay. They got it, man. They got exactly what they wanted with this job. Because you remember, the whole thing was, well, you don't have, you can, what was, they was going to split out work week. You work Monday and Tuesday off. And essentially, that's what they got with the 22.4. That's what they got.
The split work week is a big issue, and any local that has it should abolish it immediately. The company runs 6 days a week. It should be everybody comes in on Monday, right, and you get laid off on Monday, and you work. If the union wants to give people who are laid off during the week preference to the extra day's worth of work to make up the time, I can understand that, right? But who's going to watch the stats?
Right.
The people on the inside do not get an operations report posted like the drivers do on a routine basis, telling you how many hours that they work.
Right.
Right? We don't have that inside. We can't check to see if Billy Smith worked 6 or 7 days last week and I only worked 5, and he got 65 hours and I got 45 hours, but yet I have 25 years in and Billy Smith has 1.
Right.
You know, there's people off the street that I remember on Facebook talking about how they were bringing in new hires for building shift and giving them 12-hour days or 14-hour days, while the other full-timers are going home in 10, which is what their day is.
Right.
There's a problem with that.
Right.
I have a problem with that because I don't pay union dues
for less.
For not even less. I don't pay union dues to be exploited by another person in the system. I paid union dues to have seniority for bidding rights, working rights, for terms and conditions of employment.
Right.
Not for the company's, at will mentality.
Right.
Because they will do anything to save the clock.
Yep.
And that is a big problem.
Yo, what's up, Joe? What's happening, man?
Hey,
babe. What's happening?
That's a big deal for me. 2, as I was looking into this whole passing of the collective bargaining agreement, and you were trying to bring up at the union meeting, strengthening democratic principles is part of their oath in office. How does Dennis Taylor and the rest of the negotiating committees involved in this contract strengthen democratic principles by insisting that the contract was passed and that a final offer was made by UPS? First of all, I think that if you're going to give a final offer, that should have been mentioned.
Right, it should have.
To the actual people that were here, because there could have been more input as to what was more important for them to get.
Right.
Right? Not for just a selective few to 5 people in a business agent position and 2 people kind of outside of it. It doesn't help during contract time when you're trying to rally people together for a cause.
Right.
You need more than just
the people on the board.
7 people. The amount of time they got to spend processing grievances just from our violations that we receive by you. A lot. No one can sit here and say it's not a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. 2, another thing I want to know: does anyone have this situation ever happen to them? Since I'm out of work, UPS, they pay for the term life insurance. They want to get that money for the term life insurance, right? They usually take out my paycheck. They're taking me off of the group insurance rates and moving me to non-group insurance rates. So it's making like I'm not an employee of UPS anymore. I can't be part of the group insurance rate plan. The rate increase is 3 times over, I think. So it's, even though the actual money weekly is not that much, it's the fact that they're doing it.
Right.
The fact that they're changing it. I'm looking at it now and trying to figure out if there is something or not. If there's not, we're going to have to write our politicians about this, because you're in a group insurance plan for a reason. And the fact that we don't have the option to pay yearly rather than weekly is really kind of ridiculous, because like I told the hall, that I'd rather pay my insurance premiums the first week, or sometime even in December when we're making a ton of money, so I don't miss that measly $50 or $100, $150, because it's nothing to me at that time of the year.
Right.
There's other times of the year where it's leaner.
Right.
Where you're only going to get 40 hours a week, and maybe you might miss the $150.
Right.
But clearly, in December, when things are going great at UPS, you won't miss that $150
Right.
and provide the health insurance coverage for your family. Right, the health and welfare benefits that are there. And the question is, does term life qualify as one of them? That's more than even what the other question is. What else? Also, part of this process for the contract to pass, right? 2 copies have to be sent to joint counsel of the collective bargaining agreement.
Nope.
In the back. So the question becomes, did that actually happen? Because if it happens, that means that Bill Hamilton had to approve the particular contracts.
Right.
Also, Dennis Taylor had to approve these contracts with lower standards because there's some greater good that they're achieving. I just want to say this. I didn't see a greater good of achieving anything because I physically had to pay or got threatened to pay into my pension fund for 5,000 jobs spread across the entire country.
Right.
Even though our local will get 75, other locals might not get a piece of that.
I thought it was 25
per year.
Right.
Yeah, 75 total. No, it's 25 for every year that they make them. Right? I'll double check.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have that information wrong. Well, let's just say 75 jobs.
Okay.
Right. UPS has to put 75 out of those 5,000 here within our local, and they got to make it from whatever work's available to make the job work. The hall didn't even negotiate hours for that particular job. They could have 4 9s and a 4. Well, now listen, that's another question. You have 4 9s and a 4. 4 days you're doing this combo job, and on Saturday they'll give you a 4-hour day, right?
Right.
Where you're going to do 4 hours of driving. Well, I'm not doing an Article 22-4 job anymore that day. I don't have a combo job.
Right.
I have a driving job.
Right.
I'm assigned to it. So
Right.
now what pay rate am I going to get paid for that 5th day?
You know
'Cause any day you can change classifications.
Right.
If you came down and covered for me, for instance, Hooker, down to preload, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would get paid the preload rate for the day. That's what the contract states. If you did feeders, you would get feeders.
Right.
You do package cars, you package cars. You do a center clerk job, you get paid the center clerk rate. It's quite clear in Article 54. That's prevailing wage standard.
Right.
They knew that. Have you ever seen it happen?
No. No.
Have you ever seen that part-timers are getting paid the Article 22-3 rate when they cover for those particular employees?
Nope.
Because even though the hall wants to claim that you can be moved around, your job is outlined in the management operating plan. They know where Richard Hooker's going to be every day.
Right.
They know where Clarence Bagney's going to be, and the other 400 or so more full-time inside jobs that they have.
Right.
Our local has roughly probably 900 plus jobs that are full-time.
Right.
And growing, all the time.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But it's something that you asked me a question, Espo. So I'm gonna ask you one. Now, certain people believe that you have to follow the Constitution and you have to follow it to a T. You have to do it. You can't, you can't go against it. It's the law. But like you said, there was no last and final agreement, right?
Yes.
And ironically, when the UPS Freight came out with their this past contract, it said this is the last, best, final offer. That's what theirs just said. So, I'm trying to figure out why ours didn't say that. If that was the one, if that was the last chance to final offer. You know what I mean? Where was that at? Because for them to impose it on us, it's just not right. It's just not right. Now I'm gonna ask you this. Now I asked Shanahan the question. And he said you gotta go with the Constitution. A couple of people on Facebook say you gotta go with the Constitution. My stance is go with the member and then fix the Constitution. What you think?
Well, I think the question becomes, is Shanahan interpreting the Constitution correctly? Yeah?
Right.
And this is what I wanted to bring up at the meeting, but I wanted to have it in a better format than loosely done and have something to hand out to people to understand at the meeting, because it is a complex issue that most people have not read.
Right.
right? And you know that I've been working on it and trying to figure it out and sent you different copies. So what comes here is that it's the final offer, right? That's the first rule.
Right.
Somewhere it has to be acknowledged before the vote occurs.
Right. Like the Frank just did. They came out and said, hey, look, this is your last best final offer. Now we put it to you for a vote.
Yeah. So that's the first thing. Two, I think that the whole process, since he wants to say follow the Constitution, Shanahan and them should have wrote an appeal letter to the negotiating committees on behalf to state that there was a way that the wages would be affected, the prevailing wage standards. That's Article Section 12 that's in. I don't believe that happened.
No.
I don't think that happens. You ever hear anything about a letter getting written, appeal saying the Article 24 job would cause economic loss to the local union?
Expo. Shanahan and the Eboard, they're all officers. So you know none of that happened.
All right, so we have that clarified, right?
Right.
There's just stuff in the process that doesn't make sense.
You're right, I agree.
So what good is it, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but what good is it to have a constitution that's so complex that you want to try to say one promise here and then have another clause in the back that says, oh wait, we can change that promise. Therefore, it could even be constituted as a legal document. That constitution, is that even binding? That's what I want to ask.
Yeah.
You know, if we have a contract, right, where you're supposed to work on my house, and inside you want $5,000 for that house, and then, but in the back of the page, I didn't say it. You say I don't have to perform the work, but you still got to give me the $5,000. Right. Is that illegal? Is that illegal? Because the purpose of the contract in the first place was to do the work.
Right. And then in the back, you said I'm not going to do it, but you still got to pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
So we know UPS is out there listening. So
yeah, tell them. Tell them. I'll tell it to you.
We're gonna get this. Yo, we're gonna get this straight. First of all, my name is Jumbo Nathan Daniels. Now, before the contract was ratified or whatever, UPS was letting the drivers come in by 4 or 5 o'clock every day. They was happy. I was telling the drivers it's not gonna last. Okay. Now, since they said it's supposed to be ratified, whatever it is, this, that, right? Now, Philadelphia, PHL, Oregon Avenue. So now, I'm a driver. I'm on the road. They send me a message on the diad. I have to be in by 7:15. I have to be in by 7:15. If I don't be in by 7:15, there will be penalties. Then there was a couple other drivers stopped me. They said that before they went out, they didn't have a big load. They saying you have to be back in by 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock?
You have to be back in by 3 o'clock. And we want you to sign this paper. I said, yo, you don't sign nothing. They wanted them to sign a paper that says if they wasn't back by 3 p.m., that they would be penalized. And what that means, took in office or something like that. And I told the drivers, you don't have to sign anything. Nothing. Never sign anything. They can't threaten you. If you can't make it in by 7:15, you got to get some balls and, man up. But what happened is, this 22 Ford hybrid drivers were in trouble. Package car drivers were in trouble.
So UPS is threatening drivers to work faster, which we all know on the road, working fast on the road leads to accidents and mistakes. That's not a good safety plan, is it?
No, it's not.
That's not a good safety plan.
They don't care about safety.
You don't want to threaten people driving a vehicle. You want to make sure that they drive home safe and they got to do what they do. If they tell them to go home and cut out early from their route, then just go home and cut out early from the route so they can be home by 7:15. But when they say they miss pieces, say, I did the best that I can. That's the best my physical age and condition can do. And that's the complaint that needs to be made. Just as Joe and Elaine Miller talked about how hard it was to do that job 5 days a week, obviously other people are struggling too with the same field. It's not just, even being on the inside, UPS will exploit the hardest horse.
Yep.
Whatever horse works the best, that's what they're going to take advantage of all day long. Because they're going to blow them out as fast as they can, and then they'll be in the same heap as everybody else, scrambling to pick up the scraps. I remember that Shanahan read at the meeting, UPS says we're only good for 5 years. After that, we're worth nothing. We're worth nothing to them. Probably because we end up either going full time or we're just beat up from the 5 years in, and we can't work that fast anymore.
Right.
We can't hit those magic numbers that they want. Supervisors come in for 10 or 15 minutes and hustle, and then they go back and they manage for 20, 30 minutes. Or at least look like they are.
Right.
Yeah. Then they go back again and try to, you know, clean up the mess because they don't give the proper staffing that they need.
Right.
You know, stuff has to be read, stuff has to be scanned, stuff has to be in a certain way, and they're always trying to jam that situation up.
Right.
It's not right.
Now, since this contract is going to be ratified, I think we need to prepare ourselves as well as the members to how we going to attack it and be proactive when what happens and not reactive when UPS do what they normally do. So me and Clarence was talking last night. For an example, what we was talking about, Eric Nolte, your shop steward on Oregon Avenue, right? He had to call me. This was a while ago. He called me a while ago and said, "Hey, Hook, there's a supervisor who just came from PHL. Do you know him?" I'm like, "No." Now, what if we use that same way? For example, if Jumbo working in small store,
Yeah.
and there's a supervisor up there working, right? That supervisor gets transferred to Oregon Avenue. Now, because you know this whole thing about if you work 3 times, if the supervisor worked 3 times, the amount of time.
Yes.
Right. So, Jumbo puts a grievance in on the supervisor working in a small store. The supervisor gets transferred to Oregon Avenue. So,
Does it still apply?
right, does it still apply or not? Because
I didn't read any exceptions. Did
right.
you?
Well,
I neither.
the thing of it is, not does it apply. Is the Eboard going to enforce it?
I mean, that's a whole other issue.
Oh, Jumbo, not to knock it. I wrote my first grievance about that particular triple time. And I believe I told you, and I might have sent it to you too.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time supervisors were working over in QC doing bargaining unit work on a continuous basis for a whole week. Because sometimes in Oregon Avenue, the QC gets backed up. Then all of a sudden they want to play cleanup. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I took note. They paid my lunch one day, this and that, and they still went over and were still working. And would work after the store, even though I went home, didn't offer me to work. Right? Then when I came in Saturday to go work, because there was work there, and one supervisor did the right thing, I won't mention his name, said, "Look, come in Saturday, help me clean this stuff up." Then when I went in there, that supervisor wasn't there, but another supervisor was there. That supervisor didn't let me work. And the reason being is because the hall don't want to make full-timers on Saturday. They don't want to work them. They'd rather have part-timers working that day.
Right.
Sounds like they're cutting a deal, right? I mean, that's what it would sound like.
Sounds like it could
Sounds
be.
like they're cutting a
Probably
deal.
is.
Okay? So the question becomes, when I filed the grievance, I said, "Hey, listen, this day, and this day, these supervisors work, which is 3 times.
Right.
I'm over the thing.
Right.
I want triple time for the hours they're supposed to work.
Right.
The total grievances were 25 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I calculated. And I even left a few days out, just to be on a nice day, because they're the days they bought my lunch.
Right.
I left those days out of the mix. I didn't add them in. We want to see where that goes.
So you haven't heard them from that yet?
Nope.
What-
Well, I'm out.
Right,
Rob told me that
right.
we're going to settle in February. I said, no. I said, listen, by first week in November, I'll be able to come down. I said, my brakes will be off. Don't worry about it. I'll be able to drive around and won't have to worry about too much about it. I can drive and do more things and get.
But my thing is, what I would like to try to do is, if it's possible, like how Eric called me, if that situation happens, we need to have some type of network where if this even inside the building.
It needs to be posted on the union website so everybody can keep
Right,
track.
because I'm the shop steward for it downstairs, but I work upstairs.
You don't have the time to present and process those particular kind of grievances in the extent that they need to be processed. Because now you have supervisors walk all around the building.
Yes.
They get called to go help out and pinch in different areas throughout the course of the night.
So we need to have.
We don't have anything in place to say, hey, listen, this is what happened, and there's a network or a group email or something that even goes out to the shop. Not so much as you put on the website. That the shop stewards get that communication level to them, so everybody knows what goes on.
And that's what I would like to try to do, because
and the hall should be updating that in an spreadsheet.
We can't depend on them. We're gonna have to do it on our own, because they're not going to do it.
The hall is not going to do anything. They're not going to enforce anything. I mean, you know, we keep saying this and that. You know, I mean, we got a few people fighting, but the hall ain't going to do nothing. But the only time you're going to see them fighting is like they fought us on the contract. Now they're going to fight us in October or November.
Yeah,
they're going to be
year.
fighting us. You know, and something funny happened this morning. I'm walking out the building. So the full-time told me, Jump, let me talk to you. I'm very upset. I said, well, what's wrong? She said, Jump, I seen a young lady walking around with a Vote No shirt. Jump, it was nice. I'm like, yeah, okay. I said, what you want? You want a shirt for a hoodie or something? I get it for. No, that's not what I'm upset about, Jump. She said, I talked to her. She said, by the way, did you vote? She said, oh, it was the last day for me to vote. I had to do my laundry. She said, Jump, I was upset all night. All night she was upset.
Hey, and that's what was going on upstairs in the primary as well. I'll never forget one of our sisters, man. I said, hey, did you vote? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it when I get home. I said, sis, the voting is over. And that's why I asked her, did you vote? Oh, it is? Oh, well, I'll do it next time. and Tyrone Halliger, he told me some stories about people voting. People just didn't want to vote. And their answer, the reasoning was, it's not going to do anything. I was at the gates on Day Sort. She said, Hook, I appreciate what you're doing. You guys, you've been out here. Thank you so much. But guess what, Hook? It ain't going to mean nothing. So guess what happened? I see him again. Hook, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? You voted no, and they gave it to us anyway. And that's the problem I'm having with this whole Constitution thing. They didn't just mess this whole thing up for the president. They mess it up for the whole future.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be like, man, why join a union? Why participate? Why do all these things you keep telling me to do when all you're going to do is do what you want to do anyway? We bash UPS about how bad they are and what they do. Then you turn around and you do the same thing. At least you can get a check from UPS.
That's the bigger issue is, okay, is that the members control what happens at the hall through their vote.
Yeah, they do.
The members control what happens with the contract with their vote. And the hall went in and supported this agreement because they couldn't negotiate with UPS. UPS stonewalled them. They didn't want to file for mediation. They didn't want to say, hey, listen, you guys made a lot of money. This is what our members need. This is what we need to do to retain people, to make a positive work environment for everybody.
Right.
That didn't happen. There was no plan or coordination to say, hey, listen, this is what I needed to do. There's no talking it out.
No.
They went with a plan. They went in. They left Jumbo out of some of the negotiations on behalf of the members and put them there to hopefully help this situation along. That's not right.
It's not. That's why, like you said, this bylaw amendment is very, very important because that will never happen again. It will never happen again.
I think that everybody needs to see what happened here.
Yes.
And realize that
There's a
the
problem.
hall doesn't back seniority, the system that we entrust to protect and preserve our benefits at work, and embrace that, then we have a much more bigger problem in the future.
Right.
You know, the question is, how long will they protect our right to work as we work like part-timers? Hey, listen, you guys can still work at UPS, but you got to work at the part-time rate. Would you want to take the pay cut? Would anybody want to take the pay cut and say, listen, well, you got to go back to the starting rate to go work? That is the big issue here. You can't let UPS undermine the top rate system, especially when they make profits off of our backs.
Yeah.
Members need to understand that grouping together is how we achieve victory.
Yes.
And it needs to be, even the people that, you know, I've seen it down the airport, the people that come off the bus, they're just coming in and they're rushing to get into work so they're not late, they don't get harassed and hassled about their attendance. They're the people that you need to reach. They're the people that need to understand there needs some kind of flexibility, even with the bus situation that's down there, that they don't get harassed and hassled just because they came in off the bus. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're subject to whatever SEPTA happens with SEPTA. And most of the time UPS is easygoing about it.
Yeah.
But the point is that people feel affected by it all the time anyway, regardless what UPS says. Because one day they say, oh, listen, I understand the bus was late. But 2 days later, they're like, dude, why can't you be here on time? And I told you the bus was late.
Right.
You know? They flip-flop around.
Well, that's just like so. The management been killing. Management been killing. They've been coming up to me, Jump, we beat you, Jump, we beat y'all, Jump, we beat y'all by 8 votes. That's sad. That's really sad. Anytime management coming up and say we beat you, we beat y'all. That's sad.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It is.
So all they doing is motivate, get me motivated, right? I don't want to stay around in 2023, but that's all they doing. They making me, because I'm still out there. They give me hype. I mean, I was upset that we lost.
Right.
But now I see that management know we were fighting for something. What we were asking for wasn't crazy.
Right.
It was fair. And I mean, it's funny because some management never even talked to me, come up screaming and hollering, this and that, right? The one guy started arguing with me, right? He's talking about, yeah, we beat y'all, right? He's talking about, yeah, local 638. I'm like, yo, local 638. Who is local 638?
Right.
He even though local, all he knows is that he beat us by a supplement. I'm like, yo, dude, what are you talking about 638? That's okay. 2023, we'll get him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's sad that we had to fight the IBT,
and your own people.
we had to fight the Eboard, and we had to fight
UPS.
all UPS. UPS was giving the union hall number out, right? And telling you call this website, this and that, right? I never seen UPS so involved before. You know what I mean? And then make sure you vote. Expo, make sure you vote. I'm standing there like, what? Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote. I'm like, oh man.
Right.
You learn something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it only made us stronger, right? But listen, a lot of people said they want to give up. They don't want to vote no more. It doesn't make a difference. Now they teasing me talking about Jump. The Owlies talking about Jump. We should have voted yes. They might have changed it to no. I said, listen. I said, listen. Yo, listen. We still got to fight. We still got to rumble.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty good.
Somebody said, Jump, you still giving out vote no shirts. It's over. What's over?
It ain't over.
We still fighting. We still fighting. It's a Jump. Everybody walking around with vote no shirt, hoodies and everything, right? Can I get one? But they said vote no, it's over. It ain't over. It ain't over. They still negotiate whatever they negotiate, yada, 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 yada. But we got more contracts to come. Hopefully we're alive, right? And guess what? For the management dogging me like that, guess what? I'm going to beat them in 2023.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be out there rumbling. We still out there rumbling with them.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We ain't going nowhere.
No, we can't.
You know what I mean? So, and while we on the air, I know the Eboard, Shanahan, Izzy, all of them listening, and, so I just want to say something. Make sure you vote for Richard Hooker, Secretary Treasurer. Let me make sure I get the local right. It's not 638, it's 623. Vote for Richard Hooker, Secretary Treasurer, our local 623. The rumble has just begun.
Yes, it has. And I didn't tell nobody this. Last week, after last week's show, I got a call from a BA from Right to Work State, because they was watching the show. And when I first saw it come up on the screen, I was kind of concerned, like, oh, here we go. We got another officer. They're going to try to say, oh, man, you can't be doing this. But when I talked to this BA, totally different. They were saying, man, we agree with everything you guys are saying. There needs to be a change in every local in the IBT leadership. And I was shocked. This was coming from a long-time BA. Long-time BA. So we was going back and forth, and they was talking about how they was going to spread the news and make sure everybody watches this and watch our YouTube channel, because everybody knows that what we're saying and others are saying is correct and was right. But a lot of people are afraid to come out and step out on faith because they know they're going to get retaliated against. Like for this BA, they couldn't come out and say it because they might get fired from being a BA. And that's sad. But that's what we're dealing with. But me personally, I don't care. Fire me. I look at our Eboard. What do you say? I won't do anything to undermine IBT. Wouldn't even go down there and fight for the Constitution change in the last convention. And they laughed at us. Some of our members laughed at it. Oh, y'all should have went down. That's what y'all get. They ain't laughing no more. They ain't laughing now, Jim, because they just took their vote away.
Right.
And see, that's how things come back, man. You know?
And I'm showing you how weak the E-Board is, right? I've been around a long time. Shop steward, local shop steward. What happened is, we always run the office by ourselves. They can have 20 UPS management in there. We go in there by ourselves and hold our own. Now they got 2 shop stewards going in there with a BA. I mean, what's up? What's up? I don't understand. You know what I mean? That shows you that UPS does not respect us.
No, they don't.
That's unheard of. You know what I mean?
Well, look how they negotiated.
What I'm saying, that's unheard of.
Yeah, they don't.
2 shop stewards and a BA. You know what I mean? Of course, they can't. Yo, you're supposed to be going there by one person by yourself and handle your business. You know what I mean? You know, like Matt Gilbert's a legend. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've seen Matt Gilbert go in there with 100 of them and come out laughing. You know what I'm saying? So now, you mean to tell me you got to have 1 BA and 2 shop stewards in a meeting for something simple. It ain't, and some of the violations not that bad. It's sad. And people got to wake up.
Yeah, they do.
They got to wake up.
I agree. Yeah, it's next year this time. You know, we need to have our mind right and focus on what we need to do in this local, because the where we at right now is not where we need to be. Next year is a 100-year anniversary for this local, and we need to make sure that when we start the next century, we need to make sure we got better leadership with better ideas and not stagnant. And all these, these guys, they're no good for us at all. So what we need to do is make up in our mind starting today, because you only got about a year left for nominations. So we got to make sure. Look what has happened these last few years. Look at the last contract, 2013. Look at this contract. Look at the whole thing with the Constitution and all this kind of stuff. This is not us just trying to be negative. We're not. We're just telling you the truth. Look at the truth. Make a decision. You know what the right decision is, but for some reason people don't want to make it because, a lot of reasons. But the one thing that we cannot do is keep going down this road right here. We just cannot do it. We just cannot do it. I want to give a shout out to my man Hector Fortis, the Experience Matters slate over there, Local 804. He has a radio show every Saturday from 3 to 5, Union Power Radio. Make sure you guys tune into that. They got a big election. Big election.
And not only that,
election.
Not only that, their supplements still out.
Yeah, their supplements
and guess
still
what?
out. Yeah.
They're going to be like us, 2013. Listen,
Right.
The contract is not going to get implemented anytime soon.
Right.
Because they're going to rumble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're going to rumble.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're always known for that.
Yeah.
The members run that local.
Yeah. And they're going to rumble.
That's what we try to get back here.
Yeah.
We want the members to run the local and not the E-Board.
Because everybody's still saying, when we going to get our retro check?
Right.
I said, listen, it's going to be a minute. I said, Bill Shanahan told y'all, vote yes,
And
right?
you get your money.
And you was going to get your retro check in October. And I asked him in front of everybody, where's the retro? Oh, no. You told them to vote yes, and they was going to get their
money.
They're going to get their check.
Right.
And everybody worried about the check, right? Now listen, somebody stopped me and told me, said, listen, John, I think you're only going to be able to buy 2 sandwiches with that check after Uncle Sam get finished with it.
The only people that's going to make money from the retro is the people who make less than $13 right now. Because they're going to get like a $2.65 a bump.
There's other drivers, the way it's structured, they'll make out too. There's a very significant raise with that.
Yeah, the drivers will too.
But not like the top-rated package car drivers, the ones in progression.
Yeah.
Where they get that significant bump over 1875
Yeah,
up to
right.
21.
20, yeah.
21, is it right?
Yeah.
Something like
Oh, real quick, baby. Hey, Johnny Ola, I know you're watching. Hey, listen, we got to come up with a plan to make sure this whole supervisors working thing, when it's come up to 3 times in a 9-month span, we gotta make sure our members get paid. You know what I mean? Because if not, man, this going to drag us even down even further. We can't let that happen. So we was talking about it. Come up with some type of tracking system communication system, you know, just the shop stewards from Oregon Ave, PHL, collectively come together, because I'm telling you, what UPS is going to do once you put that first grievance in, they're going to move them somewhere to another area, and we got to make sure we contact that shop steward in that area to make sure you watch out for this supervisors working. And if they come from Oregon Avenue, we got to do the same thing. Hey, look, supervisor coming over here, I got 2 grievances in on them. If they work over here, that's the 3rd one, triple time. So we got to come up, you know, I think that's a good way to monitor it. You just got to communicate better.
Oh, that sounds like a good plan, but you know, Shanahan and the Eboard, they're gonna do everything they can to sabotage.
We're not worried
You know
about them. We ain't not worried about them, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Because every time we try to do something positive, they always do something to sabotage it or knock it down. Whenever we trying to help the members, them guys, because it didn't come from them,
Right.
they always knock us down. Well, like you say, we gotta keep trying.
Yeah, gotta keep trying.
And once again, you know, like a lot of the drivers, senior drivers, ready to retire, feeder drivers, package car drivers, they said, Jump, I ain't voting. They said, Jump, it don't make a difference. And they come up to me now and say, Jump, it didn't make a difference, did it?
Same thing to me,
It's
man.
sad.
It is.
It's sad.
It is. People feel that way. So we're going to get ready to get out of here in the next couple minutes. Get ready for our sister show, the Poor People's Economic and Human Rights Campaign with Sherry Hunkler and our brother Galen Tyler. Very good show. Make sure you watch that show, listen to it. Very, very informative about things going on in the community. Yeah, oh yeah. Make sure you guys vote, because this is the last show before voting on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, make sure you guys get out and vote. Please vote. Vote. Especially in Pennsylvania, we got a governor's race. Tom Wolf, Scott Wagner. Tom Wolf has been a pro-labor guy. We did some work with him 4 years ago on the campaign trail. Pro-labor. So we got to keep this guy in, especially with all this anti-union rhetoric and everything going on, and the climate for unions is so bad right now. We got to keep the guys in office to protect us. We have to, and he's one of those guys.
We need everybody to get out and vote, the whole country. Pennsylvania, you have to get out and vote. Pennsylvania, you got to show up, Pennsylvania. We just can't sit around and hope for things to change, this and that, right? Pennsylvania, well, I mean, you know, last couple of elections, you know, we didn't have a good turnout. So we need for you to vote, you know. Go pick your mom, your pop up, take them to vote. We need the whole country to vote. But Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, please come out and vote.
Yeah.
Once again, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, we need you to come out and vote. The only way we're going to get some change, you have to vote.
Right.
Once again, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, please come out and vote.
Yeah.
I was going to say this. I really didn't like this contract for one big reason. The multi-tiered part-time starting rates across the country, which will allow some part-timers to make it $19 an hour after this collective bargaining agreement. Others are only going to make it $15.50. Significant difference. The fact that new hires come in and don't get general wage increases right along with everybody else is ridiculous. If they wanted to raise the rate, they should have raised it in accordance with the general wage increases altogether and eliminate that system, and that could be a slow progression up the hill or the ladder. But they didn't. They took advantage of it. They took advantage of the IVT, and they exploited members who don't vote and aren't involved. And then took advantage of people who are involved and said, no, I'm not having it. We were sticking up for those people.
They never gave it to her.
And they took advantage of us, too, by not recognizing our democratic right to vote the way we wanted to vote. It's about time that they understand that let the contract stand on its merits and let the members vote for it and talk it out.
Right.
Don't become a party to promote it. Become a party to resolve the questions about it.
Right. I agree.
Because that is your job. When you talk out new language, you definitely should be talking about this in detail and range some different criteria and not let the grievance process handle it down the road. Very important, because as we all know, sometimes grievance decisions don't go the way you would like because there's no notes talking about how it was decided it was going to work.
Right.
Very important. So everybody get out there, vote, and take notice of what goes on around you.
Yes.
We need the information. So the next campaign, whoever it is, whether it's the next contract, the next election, the next help for getting people elected into office that understand the fight that we're going through and the violations that occur on us every day, we need to fabricate law that strengthens our position and weakens the people who take from us position.
Right. Right.
That's what we need.
Right. I agree.
And everybody should be voting upon those principles.
Right. You right, Espo. And on that note, hey, I'm gonna get ready. We're gonna get ready to sign off.
Young blood.
Make sure we I'm about to go see our sister as she gets laid to rest today. Before I have to go pick up my wife and everything, but we're gonna go see her, and we want to continue to pray for her family, pray for our UPS family. Everything's gonna be all right, and we just gotta keep fighting, and make sure we say a prayer for her and her family as they go through this. Rest in peace, Tanya Lucas. We love you. See you on the other side. And again, on that note, hey, look, you guys, make sure you vote Tuesday. Tuesday, very, very important. We don't want the wrong governor in office. All right. Thank you guys again. Johnny Ola, we'll be reaching out to you, man. We're going to work this thing out, man, because we got to protect our members. We got to be proactive for our members and not reactive for the company. All right. Proactive for our members and not reactive for the company. All right. God bless you guys. We love you guys. And all you guys here at 623, we got to vote these guys out of office. This is the bottom line. No negativity, none of that. Just time for them to go. You guys all know it. And if you look at the numbers from last election, there was more people that voted against their leadership than for it. When you add the two slates together that ran against the guys in office, the only reason why they got in there was because of the way the votes fell. But there were more people that voted against them last time. All right? So again, you got to pay attention. This is our local, our union, not theirs. So again, for this petition coming around, make sure you sign it. We got already way more signatures than we needed, but we're going to keep going because we want to make a statement that this is our union and we need transparency. All right, God bless. We love you guys. Appreciate you guys for watching and listening on the air. See you guys next week. And make sure you go out to the polls this Tuesday and vote. All right? Vote for your family. Vote for your family and their future. All right? We love you guys. 623 Lives Matter.